Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So charges have been increased against January 6th defendant and Obama stalker Taylor Taranto. So Taranto, you guys might recall, he first made news when he live streamed himself walking through Barack Obama's neighborhood. He was saying that he was going to break into Obama's home, also John Podesta, who's tied to the Clintons. And that was after Donald Trump shared Obama's address on his Truth Social account, by the way. So anyway, when Taranto was arrested for those threats, that's when we all discovered he also took part in the Capitol attack. But at that point, he hadn't been arrested for January 6th yet because the authorities claimed they didn't know where to find Taranto. They said he was homeless, he was living out of his vehicle, so they weren't quite sure where he was, which is very odd. You know, he wasn't exactly hiding. This guy was at the vigil, held outside the DC jail on a regular basis. If you haven't heard of the vigil, it's something that Ashley Babbitt's mother and other people do every single night. I don't know what they hope to accomplish, but they're doing it. They're out there every night. We also found out after this whole Obama, stalking thing went down that this Taranto guy had threatened to blow up the National Institute of Standards and Technology in DC. So again, that was prior to his arrest. He was also being sued by the widow of a Capitol police officer who committed suicide because of a head injury that he sustained on January 6th. So that case is still pending. Well, on Thursday of last week, the grand jury issued a superseding indictment for Taranto, and it appears that they've now combined his two cases, the January 6th case plus the Obama stalking thing. So he's now charged with possession of an unregistered firearm, carrying a pistol without a license, possession of a large capacity ammunition feeding device, unlawful possession of ammunition, false information and hoaxes, obstructing an official proceeding, entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and parading or demonstrating in a Capitol. So Taranto is scheduled to go to trial in July. He is refusing a plea deal, and he remains in custody. The judge almost released him, but ultimately said that because of Taranto's, quote, escalating behavior, the judge couldn't ensure the public's safety. As I've said before, I think this guy needs to be in an inpatient mental health facility. He is a Navy veteran. He was diagnosed with several mental health issues, and it just doesn't seem like he can get the treatment he needs in prison. And he already was assaulted by other inmates. So, we really need to do better by our veterans. They risk everything for us. So many of them come back broken and in need of help. And we've just dropped the ball. Our country has its priorities so screwed up, it's just not even funny. So I don't know what will happen, but I think this guy is making a huge mistake by going to trial. And I hope that someone gets through to him before then, or I hope that the judge will consider his mental health and maybe then order him, when he is ultimately found guilty, order him to inpatient mental health treatment, because I do not think that prison is going to work. I just don't see him coming out of there any better than when he went in. His problem is not a lack of being incarcerated. So I will let you know when I hear more. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Please like this video, share it, become a subscriber if you have not. Please become a donor if you possibly can, or leave a tip or a super thanks. Greatly appreciate it. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.